Hey everybody, welcome back. Before we do anything, as always, please subscribe right now. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. So today I'm going to do a video. It's kind of automotive related. Hopefully you'll see in the title. So it's not going to be working on a car or anything today. What I'm going to be doing is replacing a fluorescent light in my garage with an LED light, with like an LED type shop light. So before we get to that, please subscribe and I'll show you what we're doing. So these are the lights. I built this house 20 years ago. My wife's dad used to build houses before he retired. So anyway, I did a lot of work on this house myself. And of course, being able to build my own garage, I put these 4 8-foot fluorescent lights in here. You can see this one's not working right now. And then I've got this one right here. So I made sure there were plenty of plugs. It was kind of neat building this. I plug there. So there's plugs all over the place, and I put all these fluorescent lights up. But like I said, this was 20 years ago. So these fluorescent lights, I have replaced some of these over the years, and you've got to put the new style ballasts in them, and those cost about 30, 40 bucks. Plus the bulbs are hard to dispose of. It's just not really worth it anymore. So I've got this one, all the bulbs are completely out in it. And then I've got this one that's got one bulb out. So what my plan is right now is to take the one good bulb out of this one. I'm gonna put it in that one. And then we're gonna replace the one here that I'm taking the bulb out of and putting in the other fixture. We're gonna replace it with this. So it's an LED. It's only a 4-foot. These things are pretty expensive. I just wanna try it out, see if I like it. Let me get my glasses on here so we can, I'm sure you can see this, but just don't pay attention to all my junk over there. But anyway, so I got this at Home Depot. That's the SKU number there. It's a 4-foot LED. It's got 2 light strips here. So I'm just gonna go through the process of installing that. I'm not an electrician. I'm just a handyman, handy guy, shade tree mechanic, whatever you want to call it. But this is pretty easy. Don't use this as a step-by-step guide. Of course, if you don't feel comfortable with this, have an electrician do it. I don't pay anybody to do anything for me. I'm hard-headed, and I always feel like I can do anything, which I usually can. So you've got these 2 connections here. So this snaps apart. So this is one assembly. So when you snap it apart, this is connected here. So this is like a ballast or control module, I guess, inside the light. This goes to the LED strips. So this just plugs in. So I just unplugged it because I'm gonna mount the base, this base piece here to the ceiling, and then plug that in, and then just snap this part on. So it's pretty cool. You got basic, your black and white wires here, and then your ground, and then they've got the quick connect. So hopefully I can just plug my wires in there, and this should be a pretty easy setup. So let's go over to the fuse box. So like I said, I built this house, so I made sure that this fuse box I did all the rough in wiring for this. So when you go right here, number 39 is garage lighting, and come over here, breaker number 39, kill it, and now all the lights are off. So I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna take this fixture down, I'm gonna take these bulbs out, take this fixture down, and then we'll go from there. So stand by. All right, so got it mounted up. So it's just gonna be a matter of connecting these wires. So I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. We'll see. So there's my ground, and it's going up to the chassis of the light fixture here. So there's the ground wire. See if I can find it. All right, and here's my ground coming out of my wires out of the ceiling. So pretty much these have like a one way, you just stick the wire in there and it grips it. So let me try this one-handed here. See if I can squeeze it, squish it down in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to set the camera down. So you can see the wire poking through there in the clear part. So I just held this and then took my other hand and just took this wire, put it in there, and then it has like a pinch, you know, so you push the wire through and it opens up and then it closes back down over it as you're pushing through. And then whenever you try to pull it through, it won't let it come back out that way. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do that to these other wires and to these connectors here, and then we'll get the rest of it hooked up. Something that I'm doing now is in these connectors, I wanna make sure that my wire here, once I stick it in, I don't want any of this exposed wire sticking out. So I'm just gonna sorry, this is probably really terrible on the camera. So as you can see, it's right at the edge. I'm gonna clip a little bit off of these wires so that it'll be, you know, the insulation will be well down into that orange portion. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so now when I put the wire in, when the wire bottoms out, the insulation will be well down in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that like I tried before. It's hard to do one-handed, but we'll come back and look at it. Okay, so I got my wires trimmed and put in. As you can see, there's no bare wire sticking out of the top. You can see the tips of the wire and the connector. I've already pulled on them. They're nice and tight. Here's the ground wire one. So what I'm gonna do basically now is just kind of hang these wires. There's a little thing, little tab right there. Just kind of get these wires out of the way and pushed back into the fixture so that I can put the LED portion on now. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Routed somewhat in there, out of the way. The fixture snaps onto the outside, so there's actually a lot of room in here. So those wires should be fine. Here's my connector for the LED portion to fit in. So I'm gonna set the camera down and then put that part in. Okay, so that's plugged in now. It's be a matter of fitting it in here, fitting it on here. There we go. All right, it's just that simple. So I'm gonna turn the switch off from the inside. I'm coming over here and turning the breaker back on. So breaker's on, switch on the inside of the house is off. Let's turn on the lights. There we go. All right. That looks really, really good. It's really bright. It's actually way brighter than these fluorescents are for sure. Yeah, I don't know. come back, step back, so you can kind of see how much light that casts. Now, I probably need one more over in this corner. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but anyway, so that's how I did it, and it's pretty simple. Like I said, I'm not an electrician. If you don't feel comfortable doing something like that, definitely call an electrician. I don't ever call anybody. I always just figure stuff out myself. So something that you might have saw me doing is even after I turn the breaker off, I've got this little multimeter here. And so it's a real basic one, nothing fancy. But I went ahead and checked, even though I saw the light go off and I was about 99% sure it was off. I went ahead and used this little multimeter here. You can get these at Home Depot for, you know, I think this one was 15 bucks, something like that. Really a valuable little tool for anything. Does AC voltage, DC voltage. You can check batteries with it, and then it also does resistance, which is good for like if you're working on trailers, trailer lights, that kind of thing. You can figure out if you've got a short or not, and then it also will check diodes. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, I don't know. Anyway, please subscribe, like, share, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna get back on to, now that I've got some better lighting in here, I'm gonna get back to work on some car stuff. So anyway, like, share, subscribe. I hope that helped out. And later on I'm gonna, you know, wind up replacing all these lights. I'll probably get some 8-foot fluorescents in here, or not fluorescents, LEDs. But anyway, yeah, that one's really bright, and I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but that one's really bright and it looks good. So remember to subscribe, share, like, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. See you next time.